Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am back with one of my favorite videos, my monthly flip through. So I will be flipping through my month of July in all of my functional planners. And so my caveat for all of these videos is that I don't flip through Sophia's memory book. I do a full flip through whenever I finish the memory book. And so there's a full year flip through for memory books. And I don't flip through my work planner just because there are student names in there and there's sensitive information that I just don't want to flip through after the pen. But all of the other planners, my personal planners basically, I do flip through, and so this is the flip through for July. And so what I have here is this cover that I was using for the month of July. It is super beautiful. I love it. It was like very summery. It was just nice to look at all summer, and well, basically mid-June to end of July. I do have a different cover on my planner now, so I'm kind of sad to see it go. But I did have this at the very beginning of August, or at least the end of July going into August, but I've already changed out my planner cover for August. These discs are the metal Mickey discs that was released on the Happy Planner website. And so I love that color. I thought it looked great together. So let's just jump right into it. And so I do have like the hello page here. I finally put it here for a cover. So that's here. And then I used 8 unlabeled dividers. This came from an undated mini planner, an undated planner that had the mini silhouette on it. And so I just thought these looked nice to be able to like have it unlabeled and just mark off the sections that I have. And so I do have 8 dividers in here for the 8 different sections that I have. And so we'll just go through one by one all of these sections. The very first section that I have in here is basically my future log. I use a set of perpetual calendar pages. It actually came from this planner, the Sophisticated Florals planner that says Let Go and Grow, that cover. So I have the hello page and the perpetual calendar pages from that planner. And I use it to track any events that occur in the future. And so what I do is make note of any events that are occurring way out, like right now this is the July planner, and obviously I have my setup for August already, but any dates that are September onward I make note of in here. And so I have these pages in here, and this is always my first section, just to have like this kind of future log. This first section is a mix of like future log and work events, and so a lot of this is like really work related. That's really the only thing that I track this far out, honestly. And so this first section is future log / work. Second section is my personal planner, and I did use in July my Skinny Classic, which is right here. In fact, so I have my Skinny Classic. What I decided to do was, instead of like flipping through this in this video, I just moved the pages in here. Just so I can flip through it in one planner. But this is what it looks like, at least the hello pages. And then this is the divider for July, which is so pretty to me. I didn't use these pages at all. And then we jump right into it. So this is what it looks like. I loved decorating this planner, by the way. It was super cute, super fun. I'm not decorating it in August, so you'll see that I did have a couple of videos on these Plan With Me's up on my channel, but I'm not doing those in August anymore. And then I was just like kind of putting in random filler paper just to take additional notes, and so that's super functional. And I just stuck it right in between the weeks. And then the very last week I was completely uninspired, so I had nothing like decorative. Like I didn't feel it. I also included in here, I am in August moving back into the daily pages, and so I did have the daily pages from July, and so I decided to just do some junk journaling type pages in here. And Sophia, my daughter, took some pages just to do herself, and so I included that in here just to have that. But that's what my July was. This section, the second section, is always my personal planner, and so I was using for my personal planner, my catch-all planner, that Skinny Classic planner. This third section is always my budget section, and so I have a couple of like payoff trackers in here. This came from an exclusive release with Wild University, and so this is what that is. I just put the dots or the stars randomly, but we are trying to pay off our mortgage, so this is like the final countdown for our mortgage. And then here is where I do transfers between my personal account and the joint account that we have, and it's just basically me transferring. Sometimes I use my money to pay for something that really should have come out of the joint account, and sometimes I use joint account money for something that really was a personal expense. And so this is just me just tracking that stuff back and forth. And so then we go right into this, then it just goes straight into my weekly pages. So this is what it looks like. I basically use this site to track the expenses. And then here is just like a breakdown of the different categories that I have. I did start off with like trying to calculate like through like by looking at my expenses and trying to subtract that amount, but you know, since I'm using the cash envelope system, it didn't really matter. This one I tried to decorate, but it's just all the dollar amounts here. And then what I decided to do was just not use this side and instead use a front and the back of for the same week. So this is the week of the 12th through the 18th, and this is also for the week of the 12th through the 18th. This is the 19th through the 25th. It's very functional. And then this is for that same week through the 25th. And then here's the 26th through the end of the month. And then this page was the end of an old like planner. And so I just used the back of it to track some of the destashes that I had. So that is my budget planner. This fourth section is wellness. And so I'm just using this as like a kind of front page here, but it flips right into my wellness. And so I had a couple of things that I'm tracking. This was one of the videos that I did for the planner therapy series of trying to track your self-care. And then I use this habit tracker for the month just to kind of see how that goes. And it's kind of spotty, as you can see here. I obviously didn't fill this out as well as I should have, but it is there. And then we go straight into the wellness pages. What I was using was some outdated pages, and so this side was not July, and so for first, second, third, and fourth was here. So this side just ended up being decorated. This side is my food log and then gratitude. And then I only had 1 week of this particular layout, so then I moved into this layout, and this is actually a current planner, a wellness planner, and so I used it just like as is intended here, tracking a couple of things, food. Here is just like notes about like physical things like headache, you can see here. And then here is meant to be my gratitude log, but I just didn't write anything in terms of gratitude journaling here. And then here I switched it up, food log down here, and then a couple of like just notes, and then the rest of it's just filled out with stickers. It just kind of flip-flops all the time. So here the food log went back up here. Here I'm talking about doing my nails. Here's like tracking my drinks. All right, and then that's pretty much it. This I actually filled out and like had some gratitude type stuff. So that's super awesome. All right, so that's wellness. And basically what I track there is food. I do try to do some gratitude journaling, but I also do like beauty, self-care related notes. So that all ended up on those pages somewhere. All right, then this next section, this fifth section, is my birthday memory book. And so this has changed a couple of times. What I started off the year with was the Disney Princess Planner. I decided to reduce that down to basically using a perpetual calendar. And then for July, I used both. I went back to using the Disney Princess vertical layout that I was using at the very beginning of the year. And then I'm also using perpetual calendar. So you'll see all of that kind of mixed up in here. And so I didn't do the first week of July, but this is the very first spread that I did for the month. And I kept it very simple. I was just tracking like the different things that I'm watching with my daughter, like movies and shows that we're watching. And so this is basically that. And then at the very end here, we decided to take a vacation. And so I went ahead and pulled out some outdated horizontal pages, and I put in photos and then had some, like, this is from an exclusive with Wild University again. And so I cut out some of those pages and kind of like journaled in this section. So that's all kind of here. And then because this is like a horizontal, and then I placed this right on top of the Disney Princess vertical, I had to keep basically an extra week of horizontal. So this very next week is the horizontal with like only the dates being the stickers, but nothing else. It's just, again, going back to like tracking the different shows and movies that we're watching. And then we flip from that into a couple of random pages. This was a page that I did like over a year ago for the different things that we wanted to do after the coronavirus pandemic ended. And we have, of course, kind of gone back to semi-regular life around here. So I decided just for this like this last week, the last couple of weeks of July, just to kind of mark down some of the things that we have started to do, and just kind of like wrap up and finish out these pages. So I put that in here. And then also, I've mentioned a couple of times already, we're watching several shows together, my daughter and I, and one of the shows is My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I made this tracker a while back to kind of track where we are, and we're getting very close to finishing out the entire series. We're trying to actually finish up we were trying to finish up before school started, but that's not going to happen. So probably by the end of August, we're going to finish this out. And then also I mentioned that I am also using the perpetual calendar. And so what I do here is kind of track trips that we take and books that I read. And so that kind of ended up landing somewhere on this page. And I need to move this into my current planner for August because I need to go ahead and track for August. And I do have July through December of this layout of this spread to be able to track through the end of the year. And my birthday is at the end of December. So I might do another mix of like having some pages that are weekly pages and some that are just part of the perpetual calendar. It's just really kind of depends on how I feel. So that's the 5th section, is my birthday memory book. The 6th section is where Sophea's memory book goes, and so it's empty, just because again, like I do a full flip through of that separately. And then the 7th section is my social media, and so I used in July a lined vertical, and I mean, it pretty much just tracks like videos that I've posted, the Instagram posts, and then any notes related to planner related stuff kind of in here. And so that's pretty much it. This one I actually decorated. This one I actually decorated. And then some later on I did not decorate at all. I mean, these are notes that I've taken like related to like applying for squad, the Happy Planner squad. Here's some of the notes that I had related to the video, planner therapy video that I did related to social comparison. And then like here's like 0 stickers, right? And then here is the video that I did related or talking about the ABC model and how to kind of process and journal about the ABCs. And then again, another spread where there's like 0 stickers, 0 stickers, 0 stickers, right? And then one last thing that I did for the social media section was to try to track my video ideas. I created this kind of checklist, and so I was able to kind of mark like when I filmed, I did the voiceover, edited, uploaded, put together the thumbnail, put in the description, and then published it. And then also the very last one is the X. That's when I deleted videos off my computer just to save, and off my phone to kind of save space. And so then here is just some habits related to social media, planners, planner related stuff, and then like social media. And so I did have that as a very nice sheet that just moved from week to week, and then it ended up here at the very end for July. Last section is my 8th section, which is faith. And so here in this section, I basically have like just notes related to different prayer concerns that I have, different Bible verses that I'm reading through. Some of this will be like kind of like X'd out to, I'm noticing names in here, and so I'm going to like block out some of that, like blur out some of that, just private prayer concerns. But it's basically just prayer concerns, like Bible verses, that kind of thing, that I'm journaling through. This should have been taped together, so it went from this, which was just a page that Sophia and I colored together, to this, and it was a verse that was given to us at church that we were reading through for the 4th of July. And then here, again, some of this will be blurred out. Basically this list right here of like prayer concerns. But then here we're kind of working through Acts in church, and so we were taking some notes related to that. Oh, yeah, I'm looking back at this. A lot of this will be blurred out, actually. Yeah, these are all prayer concerns here. Okay, and then going into this back page, again, blurring out the prayer concerns, but my uncle died about 100 days ago, and so we got together as a family to kind of pray for him, and so that is here. And then here is just a sheet that I just wrote on the back of. Again, a lot of this will be blurred out because this is just like a full sheet of like prayer concerns for some people who were in the hospital, and then again just like journaling out some Bible verses and prayer concerns, right? So same kind of setup all the way through, and that is all for this flip through. I felt like that was actually kind of quick. So I do love doing these flip throughs every month. I enjoy kind of like seeing what it looks like after the pen. My planner, my personal planner, is pretty functional, as you can see. Not a lot of stickers. Some weeks I get like super inspired to like lay down a bunch of stickers, and then some weeks I'm just like, I just need to write in it. I don't have to have stickers to make my planner work for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video. Bye guys.